The Hedgehogs Falche Stock, welcome to the Grumpy Bro Show, of which this is the sophomore effort of our monthly endeavour to give you our favourite news, views and muse. As ever, I'm joined by the finest Corkonian export outside of Murphy's, a man who gathers no moss, Stone XB.
Evening, everyone.
And the bottom left corner of your screens is inhabited by Davy Jones' cousin from the far side of Hadrian's Wall, the one and only frying Scotsman, Ferrigan 101.
Good evening.
And directly below me, aiming to prove that you can indeed fake it for one more show, the 2007 World of Butlins Billy Corgan lookalike semi-finalist, the incomparable Fancy Dan.
You'll find out I was actually the finalist because the other semi-finalist had to pull out because he actually had hair.
Billy Corgan had hair at one stage, which I find incredible. Blows my mind. How is everybody? Everybody keeping okay? Anything fresh? Anything new and exciting?
I've just spilled beer all over my oversized mouse mat. So
We said
doing well.
we said what's new. That's just an evening for you, isn't it?
Pretty much.
You have to break out the old RGB mop.
Did they make them?
Probably.
Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get a personalised one just for yourself now. From
RGB mop. Imagine that. Jesus.
I can't. I'm just doing it now. I actually
Lego,
want one.
Lego
I
robot
don't know
vacuum cleaners and RGB mops. That's what the world needs. That's what 2020 needs to bring us.
It's an RGB map that's so advanced that it's actually able to suck in all the dirt, but also then partition out the Lego pieces. It's like so they don't disappear forever.
I feel like the worst insult you can give somebody is actually, I hope you stand on a Lego or an upturned Lego. I hope you stand on one like that. The pain. Anyway, let's crack in straight in because I see something in the background there, on, and I'm very excited to ask you how your next gen console launch went.
My next gen console, actually, funnily enough, it's a bit of a long story. I had a pre-order with GameStop, who just decided to ghost me and not answer emails or anything like that. So technically, I still have a pre-order with them. So there may still be a console up for grabs for someone who's looking for one. But yeah, after much faffing about, I ended up getting one through Smith's at the last minute after sorting out a few of the lads. But it's great, actually, surprisingly good. Some fucking mad features, which I'm sure you've read about there. The loading times is one thing, but I think coming from PC, you're a bit used to faster load times anyway, but it's actually the quick resume is a real game changer. Like I was playing The Witcher 3, playing Ghost Recon Wildlands, playing Ori and the Blind Forest, and something else. But it's just like instant flick between one and the others. The only issue I had was maybe with the live service games. You still tend to get kicked from the server. So that you're gone. It doesn't hold that connection.
Like Destiny, like hanging in orbit or whatever.
Yeah, that kind of crack. Like, no, there's still a lot of games getting patches at the moment as well for their high-res texture packs and getting the frame rates unlocked and stuff like that. But overall, very impressed so far. Would recommend.
To a friend or to several friends.
To anyone.
All the friends.
All six of them.
It's just so funny. I was like, I don't want one. I got a PC. I don't want one. I got a PC. Don't want one. I got a PC. Someone gets it. I want one.
I was just about to say, I thought we all said in the last episode that none of us were going to get one.
No.
We'll all have one come January.
Now we all want one.
You weak man.
Yes.
I believe wholeheartedly that this time next year we'll all have one.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I'll get the PS5 first. Just because I also want the joypad, so I was going to buy the joypad just for my PC, and I went, you know what, if I'm going to get a next gen console, I may as well get the PS5 with that joypad, because that haptic feedback is deadly. Fucking deadly.
I can't get over what it looks like. That's the PS5. I can't wrap my head around sticking that under my TV.
But I won't lie to you, lad. When I'm playing the games now, I'm not looking at the console. I'm looking at the telly. It's like, you know, you're not looking at the mantelpiece when you're poking the fire. Or you're looking at the mantelpiece when you're poking the fire. One of those ones.
You should stick to the Billy Corgan competitions, I think. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff with it. Like EA on Game Pass, that's pretty impressive. obviously that's across the board on that's on all Xbox Live as a service platforms, as long as you have the ultimate variant, whichever.
Oh, really? So does that mean we get the was it the new Jedi one? Was it the Fallen Order?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
That's on PC.
Yeah.
Or
immediately to download. Let me log in.
Well, hey.
And the very best first-person shooter campaign of the last 10 years in Titanfall 2.
Oh my god!
Oh,
yes,
definitely. Yeah.
Man, it's very these days. It's so hard. Just I can't remember a first-person shooter game that was sold on a campaign other than that one. If you know what I mean, it's like all the other first-person shooters is like, oh, the multiplayer, and it's Titanfall 2. I love the multiplayer. It's fucking amazing, the multiplayer. But Jesus, that oh.
Yeah, I would say Doom 2016 and Wolfenstein 1 and 2 as well. The recent ones are both exceptional first-person campaigns.
They are. Don't get me wrong. It's like Doom, loved it, but it's. I don't want to say it wasn't a great campaign. It was just a case of this is the room where you beat everybody up, and then this is a new room where you beat everybody up, but in a cooler way, and then this is a new room where you beat everybody up in a super cooler way, with this thing now and that way. And I loved it. I just for me, for a campaign, it's like you need good story as well. Like, you know what I mean? It's like that campaign was you've been woken up, now punch demons, which is cool. But Wolfenstein, the most recent, not the most recent Wolfenstein, not that Youngblood one, and not Wolfenstein 2, but the one before that.
Yeah,
that was so good. Like, and it's like there's only so many games in your life where you go, I've just had my head chopped off and reattached to a robot body, and I didn't for once go, now come on. It's like I was going, all right, let this roll.
Right. How did we all feel that the launch of the Xbox and the PlayStation went anyway? I know, Stone, you were running around like a mad one, grabbing up Xboxes for everybody.
Yeah, but they seem to be plentiful. Like, I kind of keep an eye on the trading boards and fucking selectively distributing consoles and codes that I had there. But people seem to be getting them all right. You know, they seem to be showing up in Smiths and Argus and batches of 10s and 15s at the moment.
Right,
So
I'd say anecdotally, just from looking in from the outside, the PlayStations seem to be in less supply, or possibly more demand. I don't know.
I'd say it's a bit of both.
Even mates over in Scotland and whatnot running around and ended up paying over the odds for Christmas presents and stuff. But
hang on a second now. There's nobody in Scotland outside of those playing professional sports that are running around. Now let's just come on now.
Nobody in Scotland paying over the odds.
That's just half our. That's just half our viewer base turned off, lads. Thanks.
Oh no! They're fuming. They're fuming. They're gonna get those Irish base back.
No, we love Scotland. We love Scotland.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Ireland, but they're just trying to.
I've actually never been to Scotland. There's a funny story.
I know. I won't lie to you, man. Like, Edinburgh is like one of my favorite cities ever, man. To be honest with you, it's just if you've been to Galway, just imagine that on a bigger scale, but with cheaper beer and just a lot of more history behind it. Beautiful place.
And better crack.
Less Galway people.
I don't know.
I'm still saying the next Grumpy Beers should be in Edinburgh, but.
Oh yes, bloody hell! Don't get me wrong. You have you got such great pubs over there, man. Bloody hell!
Just think all the whiskey.
I won't lie to you though. The problem I had with Edinburgh is maybe just due to the problem I have with my alcoholism in general. Is the fact that when I left the pub, I just started walking. You highlight the castle on a hill. You literally put spotlights on it. And I was walking towards it like it was the next coming of God or something. I was like, oh, what's this? I didn't realize it was like 10 kilometers away. I was just kept walking and walking. It's like, all right, I've lost everybody now.
We were over for Patrick's Day for a stag, and I remember coming out of the pub, just vaguely remember, my jacket had got fucking shit spilt in it, and it was fucking freezing, and then it started snowing. And This is a fucking weird thing over there. Is like if to book your taxis in advance, there's no such thing as hailing one on the street, is there?
There is, but only certain ones. Only like black Hackney cabs. You can't like just hail down anything that says that it's a taxi.
Yeah, so because it's kind of like the opposite in Ireland. Like Hackneys, you have to pre-order, whereas taxis you flag down. Whereas over in England and Scotland, you got the black Hackney cabs, which are actually the ones you can flag down.
And certain ones you don't really want to get into as well.
Well, we've all seen those videos.
But you have to be very, very lucky in our stepbrother. What are you doing?
I was at traffic lights the other day and I saw a fucking fella in a black Volkswagen Golf and he had a fake taxi sticker on the back window. I said, you know what? I wish I was as fucking dumb as that to put that in my car. Like,
oh man, I miss the days of being that dumb. Don't get me wrong, I'm still very dumb.
Yet again, within the first 10 minutes, we are going to have to put an age warning on the video.
I'm sorry, I have segued this so many ways. I'm sorry. Apologies, gentlemen.
Yeah, well,
you just give me a carrot and a stick and I go running.
But yeah, so right,
anyway,
to get back on
the
track.
Xbox. Yeah.
Back on track in a different track and field that we're on at that stage.
God, I feel like we took a wrong turn into a field there. Or something.
It was a very
much
right
like
turn.
fake taxi. There we go. 80% of the games that are on sale, because there's a big sale on 80% of the games that are on sale are on Game Pass anyway, or some figure like that, which is mad. Has the Black Friday sale started yet? Actually,
yeah, it's on the moment.
They've been, oh my god.
Yeah.
When's Black Friday?
Next
Friday.
Next Friday. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously? That quick? Yeah. Jeez.
My God. Sorry.
No. Go ahead. You go ahead there now.
One really odd thing they've done though is they've changed the app. I don't know if you've logged into the Xbox app on your phone since.
Yeah, you can't actually buy anything though.
Yeah, it's like download it. No, you no matter what the game is, you can click to download it, and it'll download it to your console. And if you try not to, on the console, it'll ask you to pay for it. So it's kind of a bit arseways, which is.
It's like well, I have it downloaded now.
Yeah, no time to pay for it. Like
that sounds like somebody I used to know back in the day. He was like, "Oh, geez, I'm dying for a drink." It's like, "Here's a bottle." It's like, "Oh, cheers, boss." And then after you finish it, that's 10 euros. Like what? Okay, thanks, Xbox.
Wait, what? What? I would never charge €10 for a bottle. That's much too cheap.
That's it. That's why it wasn't you, Fox.
So all in all, we're fairly okay with the next gen console launch and how it went. Yeah,
I'm just.
No, you've taken it out shot now. I see. That's fine. That plug is gone.
No.
Get the big money from Microsoft in, and then we're okay.
The Microsoft, you can literally see the dollars falling from the ceiling now if it wasn't so pixelated. It'd be beautiful.
So from a good launch to a potentially not so good launch, the 5000 CPU series and the 6000 GPU. Well, what's your hot take on that?
I think they're imaginary. Yeah, I think they just said they launched them.
See, I think I actually heard an amazing term for it. Before this launch, it used to be always called a paper launch, where you just release a little bit of the con stuff, whatever you have, play it safe. This one was called a vapor launch. It's like you couldn't even see it; you could see through it. Like it's just. But at the same time, AMD started doing a little sneaky thing. Like they have a AMD Club Red thing. It's almost like a specialty thing. They offered. It was like Ticketmaster. It's like they offered these guys pre-sale of the things. So there was like micro centers in the States that got like 10, double digits, wow, of those cards, and same with some online retailers. And then, but nobody knows exactly how many were given to the Team Red members beforehand or pre-order for them. So, and those are the guys that are going to go. What a great card, amazing card. Never had any issues getting the card.
Yeah.
So at
least it's being acknowledged by all the reviewers, though. Literally every YouTube video I've watched on it, on this and the Nvidia cards as well. Everybody's like where are these video cards? Where are these CPUs? Nobody can buy one.
But this can't all be down to COVID, surely.
No. I mean, the thing is,
plays
actually,
its part, but I mean,
in ways it is to a degree, because it's not just a fact for manufacturing, but we're at a weird point that nobody could ever have imagined. If you think about it, in almost 100 years, last time you had a disease like this. Now, everybody who's locked at home has started investing in things they would never invest in before, whether gaming or VR and stuff like that.
Podcast.
So now there is a massive demand, bigger demand ever than for these cards. But
funnily enough, Dennis, 100 years ago, during the last pandemic, nobody could get a graphics card either.
That's true. Oh my god, we're onto something there. But that's what I'm saying is like, if you could just people are at home now. It's kind of forced people to be at home, and then you kind of go, well, what else do we do? Is like VR headsets are selling like hotcakes. People are now wanting the best hardware for PCs. These people are entering the PC market that they've never been in before, and they want the best stuff. So there's a higher demand for a more limited supply. So it's, I mean,
I think I read during the week, I can't even remember exactly where, it could have been any number of these tech forum blogs, but some dude had a post written up, but basically his hot take on it, he works in the Micro Center in the United States, and his hot take on the whole thing was that supply is more or less the same as it usually would be around about these times, maybe a little bit lower, but demand is tenfold, even 20, 30 times fold. That, like you're saying, there's so many people who have never gone on day one to buy the new graphics card or the new CPU or anything like that, are suddenly, everybody's converging at one point to try and get their hands on something that they may not necessarily. It's like the iPhone thing. Every time a new iPhone comes out, you have queues around the block for it. It's the same thing. You have so many people converging on one point now to try and get their hands on this new technology. The demand has outweighed supply, but the supply has remained the same as it was, or similar to what it was the last time there was a big launch that bumped everything on.
Yeah.
But the one thing about it all, it is, I suppose, bang for buck wise and stuff like that. It's a no-brainer investment. Like the hours of fun we got out of Warzone during fucking lockdown.
Exactly.
Oh,
still having fun. I'll still play that game.
I just taking an example. Like, it could be any game that you're playing in a group. Like you no outlet, and like you're in. Like, if we were playing on a console, if we are playing on all consoles, like, it would have been 60 quid in the door. Free game, actually, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And, like, literally hours. You could play that for 4 hours every night and have the crack every night. Like, the cinema. What's cinema now? 15 quid a ticket? Like,
it's nothing because it's closed.
And, like, you know what I mean? Like, but there's no talking, like, or like.
Sorry, I'm being a dick.
There's no interaction, like.
No, I know what you mean, man. 100%. Like, I spent. How much ever is it, the season pass? I bought the season pass once on Warzone.
The bones of 20 quid, I think, 1990.
I don't even know how much that is. I bought it like season 2, and I've got the money out of it each season to buy it again.
Yeah.
So it's cost me a tenner for like over a year's of entertainment, or almost a year.
I would think I've spent probably more than that on COD. I think I've spent probably about 150 quid on it, between the fucking the Xbox version and the PC version and whatever season passes I get.
And plus that, you do look very fancy with your character.
I probably up there as well, because I bought it on both. I did buy the full game on Xbox. I did. And
you did. Thanks again.
Yeah, we already had this conversation. But yeah, aside from God, like, even like moving on and signing up to Epic and getting all those free games as well, and all the Steam sales and everything, like PC. And I guess that's what the drive is. I had no major desire to buy a console a new console until by, to quote my favorite Corkonians usage word in the last few months, by osmosis. I want to buy an Xbox. It's been filtered down into me that subconsciously now I look on adverts and whatnot, see if there's any for sale. And I'm not going to give 700 quid for one, but just to see if anybody is like, hey, I got one, I ended up getting two, here's one for cost price.
But like either of those consoles at the 500 quid price point is mega value.
It is so much better value for money than they were when they re-released the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. Those technologically, those leaps from what they were before is nowhere near what it is now. Because it's just moving from mechanical hard drives to SSD is just, and it's not even SSD, it's an NVMe drive.
Yeah.
It's just worlds apart, like worlds apart. And everybody's so shocked when they play it on the console, going, "Oh my god, it loads so fast!" And people on PC just going, "Duh." So seriously, like, duh.
This is what we've been saying for years.
But it's only getting better, lads, because like I've been playing Destiny on 2 platforms for the last 2 weeks, and like progress just transfers straight over. It's literally a matter of walking upstairs to carry on the PC.
Yeah.
Great.
Speaking of Destiny on the platform, it's gone, I think, completely and utterly free to play on Stadia now.
Really?
Yep.
What is it?
That's it. Fully free to play on Stadia.
Yeah.
I've still got 2
Unfortunately, you have to.
codes
Go
if
on.
anybody wants them.
I also have 2 Stadia codes.
You're good buddies. The problem with Stadia is that you have to actually play Stadia.
Play it on your phone, man.
Yeah,
Does that include the season pass on Stadia?
I don't know that now.
It's probably like Xbox where you get the story content and the thing.
Yeah, I think so.
But still, it's a way to play the game for free without having to actually invest in. Like, you can literally hook a controller you already have to your phone via Bluetooth and play a game. Just sign in with your Google account, play it through the Stadia app, and job done. You don't actually have to buy any additional hardware to do it.
And they're giving them away free.
Yeah.
It's always that worry though, is like Google and they're just we've got this amazing thing, and it's like, oh yeah, we just stopped doing it now.
Right, so I'm a Stadia founder, so's Foxer. How many games have we got in our Stadia library for a tenner a month?
You know what? I can actually check now exactly how many games I have.
Let me ask you a question though. When's the last time you played Stadia? Honest question, because
I've never played it. No, probably 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
I played it earlier on in the week. I had it on my phone, actually, of all things.
And have you tried the Xbox streaming?
Yeah.
Because I've played the Xbox streaming.
I think we were all in the beta for that, were we?
Yep.
Yeah, I've tried it. It's not been great for me, to be honest.
But even since the beta, like the most recently, it's actually free now if you got the Ultimate.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've tried that, and it's still laggy. And Microsoft have all of the Azure servers in the world, which is their proprietary fucking servers.
They're European ones in Ireland, is it?
Yep, their headquarters is Mayo, is it somewhere up there?
I think it's just outside of Dublin, no?
Or is it Dublin? All right.
I could be wrong.
I was just making the assumption because the very first Starbucks in Ireland was in Mayo, because there was Microsoft had their farm up there, and I just made the assumption. I apologize.
Foxer's busy looking at his phone there. Has anybody been following the
47?
Twitch? Oh, 47. There we go.
47,
So,
I have.
yeah, 47 free games. Well,
Are the games that you own, or are the games that you can use like in Game Pass?
no,
46,
it's like Game Pass.
46 free games and 1 paid-for game. Which was a tenner.
Yeah, it's like Game Pass, but at the moment you're getting about 2-3 games a month.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
And
Kind of like Games for Gold soda on top of it.
Yeah. With no load times, instant load and all that jazz.
Yeah. Just a lag though. I mean,
Funny enough, I found no lag, and I've played Destiny and a good few times on the phone, through the actual Stadia controller dongle business on the TV, and then on the Mac or the MacBook Air, and I have had no lag.
So they must be doing it better than the Xbox, though.
I'd say so. I have it on the. So I have Chromecast on the living room TV, which has Ethernet. I've got a Chromecast up in the bedroom, which is on Wi-Fi, and I've played it on the PC obviously as well, just using the Xbox controller through Chrome browser. And I haven't. You'll get the odd bit of lag on when I'm on the Wi-Fi one, but I haven't found it to be horrendous. Like games are playable. Even a fast-paced shooter like Destiny is playable. I won't say PUBG because it's PUBG Mobile and they fill it with bots. But
also, you don't know if the lag that you're having is actually the app or the fact that PUBG is just a terribly designed game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, like I say, with Destiny,
shade is thrown.
Destiny is playable on it. Like,
yeah, I have a guilty confession that I kind of want to try PUBG again.
I very nearly bought it on PC. I was so close to buying it on PC the other day. I was like, ooh, if that was a tenner now, I'd buy it straight away.
I wonder is it on Steam sale? I wonder.
I still have it on Steam. Like I remember buying it long ago, back when it was borky as hell, and then the smallest little changes we're so excited for because there was no other game like it at the time.
Yeah.
I think we all.
And that was just like you forgive so much more for it because it was so original to a degree.
We all bought it on preview on Xbox, didn't we? I think it was like 30 quid or something. Yeah.
It's 30 quid on PC now.
I bought it on CD keys for €22 for the Xbox. Yeah. So I definitely got my money's worth out of PUBG. 100%. I've no. It's free on Game Pass on PC.
I had
Xbox.
I had some great fun in PUBG, and they just they never kept up with the trend,
Why would they? They have your money.
That's it. They're making billions, or they made billions. But the thing is, as much as I loved playing PUBG at the time, is the fact that what you see on your screen isn't what other people see on their screen. Because if they had a bad PC, grass and bushes wouldn't load in for them.
Yeah.
And then you're playing your game, you're in the bushes going, nobody can see me, and they're playing their game going,
for the lad that's
bushes don't load in for me. I will shoot you now. So it's like, it's just such a. Don't get me wrong, it was literally a mod of Arma 3. That they turned into a game. So the fact that it turned into what it was is very impressive.
Yeah.
But the fact that they were first to the plate and they're possibly one of the worst ones out at the moment is kind of scary.
It just goes to show that you do need to keep investing. And investing some more. Has anyone actually played Escape from Tarkov?
No.
Not me, man.
Okay. I would like to try that. That looks like it's fun.
No.
No, it's its own separate weird thing. Yeah, you have to buy it off a website that you have to hack into.
I heard it was pay to win though. So that was one of those things. It's like
every fucking game is pay to win now.
Well, you have to pay to play it, obviously. So if you pay to play it, so you can't win if you don't buy it. But still.
There you go. Logic.
Science in your face. But what I mean is, you can literally buy. Well, my knowledge of the game is very limited, so I'm probably going to be very wrong with what I say. But my knowledge is passing. And I heard it's you could buy amazing advantages just depending on what package you bought, and other people didn't stand a chance to.
Right. I'd still like to try it.
Oh yeah, I'll try any game once.
There's loads of games I'd love to go back to. I'd love to go back to Division 2 now and try that skyscraper DLC with the 100 floors.
I would go back to it if I was playing it on PC, but I just can't fathom the idea now of sitting down in front of an Xbox One S and playing it. But I have Division 2 already, so then I'd have to buy it again. So we're back to the whole thing of having
duplication
duplication of your purchases.
But you see, the problem is then is you buy it like, and then you have to grind for 8 hours to get up to the level to actually start doing that activity, and then fucking.
I really loved the first Division as well. To be honest with you, I know a lot of people didn't divide it into the whole health bars of things and stuff, and I was like, when I first played it, I didn't. But then I read the developers thing about it. It was, this isn't a shooter. This is an RPG with guns. And once I read that, I went, that's how I approached it, and I was like, don't wrong. It's still a shooter mechanics to it, but at the same time, it's like, okay, this is an RPG, and I really loved the first one. I never played the second one. I never played the second one.
I was a big fan of the survival DLC.
Oh my god, yes!
That was some of the best stuff ever. Like, just there was an inherent fear that hung over it. It was like it was like being in the mist or something.
Oh man, it was so good. It was the best survival game.
But that I would play again in a heartbeat. If anybody wants to, if you just want to go and buy it.
That was free recently on. I put a link in the chat.
Guys, we totally gotta have a grumpy run of the.
Oh my god, guys!
Seriously, oh my god! And I'm totally gonna wear like the green hat in the game, like just so it breaks out my eyes, like, you know.
When like about 9 months ago, when COVID first started coming out and there was people fighting over loaves of bread and toilet roll, I was sitting here thinking, I'm really glad I played the Division 1.
I know what to do now. I need to
set me in good stead, like, you know.
That's it. There's Ferrigan outside grabbing a fabric and stuff like that, making hats for himself.
For a time, though,
I'm gonna be warm.
All joking aside, for a time there, especially in a certain country in the world that I won't name drop because they'll probably sue me, there really was a lot of parallels between the Division 1 storyline and real life.
Insane. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is kind of crazy, man, to be honest with you. It's just, I don't know, I was about to go down a political avenue there. That's going to be me shouting in the corner going, God, don't be doing that now, sir.
What they didn't do to that.
Jesus, how could you be so stupid? Just proves you can be the richest country in the world and still be morons. Anyway,
I'm sure we'll get to that later.
I'm sure we will. Moving on from the previous topic of Ryzen. How do you get from Ryzen launches to fuck the United States of America? How does that work? What's the tangent there?
I love America. I just don't know how people can be so stupid. But that's what's great about these conversations is like this is like the 5 degrees of separation of Kevin Bacon. It's like once you start talking about something else pops in that's somewhat similar. Next thing you know, you're going, yeah, that tractor we bought there. But we started talking about sunshine. I don't know how we got here.
Well, I guess it actually does lead in because talking about stupid shit that stupid Americans do. Twitch, DMCA.
Anybody been following this?
Yeah.
I actually don't know anything about this myself now. I know there was like a mass DMCA thing kicking off, but I just don't know anything about it.
I'll let you fill this one.
So basically over the last few weeks, Twitch has been inundated with takedown requests through the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. And it's been hitting everybody, like from huge streamers down to the small streamers. Like it's some of the platform's biggest streamers, like Tim the Tatman, just had to nuke all of his old content, just delete it all.
Shroud
out of fear. Shroud everybody. One Nick Merckx didn't. He was like, no, I'm not gonna. I don't think you have the right. I think Twitch should be trying to protect me here. and he got, as far as I know, got threatened with legal action and ended up having to delete all of like years and years and years of content, of his videos on demand, of his clips, everything.
What was getting striked down?
It was anything that had a snippet of copyrighted music in it, copyrighted video in it.
And not even that, it's like down to, do you know, like if people are getting donations and they'll have like a clip that plays fucking,
they'll have their little
wearing the money or whatever, it'll tag that, the algorithm will tag that piece of audio and say that's owned by 20th Century Fox, and you get a fucking automated solicitor's letter.
Like oftentimes we're playing a game or whatever, and somebody, I don't know whose phone it is, goes off in the background, and it's a message coming in from the group chat, and it's like, my man, that one.
Yeah.
Like even down as far as that, like people have gotten strikes, and this is fact. People have gotten strikes because they've been playing GTA online, and there's police sirens in the background, and people have gotten strikes over that.
But did you see that guy that's working for Stadia? Then he tweeted like, and he said like that that fucking prick, like he essentially said like, you know, that you should be paying for the privilege of playing these games on Twitch.
No, you should be paying the developers money for you playing and showing their games. Yeah. Now, in fairness,
it's
Google
giving them free advertisement.
Was that your man for who made Among Us or was part of Among Us? He said something like that as well, didn't he? One of the Among Us guys had said something similar.
He's working for Stadia now. But like, what I'd equate that to, right, is like you bought the game $70, whatever the story is. Now you have the game. Like that's like a carpenter, right? He buys a hammer, and then is he supposed to give Tata Tools fucking 20 quid for every roof he puts up? Is it? You know
what self-respecting carpenter uses a fucking Tala hammer?
You know what I mean, though? Like the analogy sounds like it's like fucking hell, yeah. He must keep.
I just don't buy into this world with this.
In fairness to Google, I'm gonna go back for Google here. They did come out and tweet afterwards saying that basically his views are his own. They are not the views of Google or Stadia.
You can be full sure they were fucking Google's views until fucking the internet decided to have a fucking fit at him.
See, this is why I
Google don't have skin in that game though. They don't make games. They just
well, they got the YouTube fucking DMCAs and stuff, but
that's what I mean. They make money off of that.
See, the thing is, this is why I don't think algorithms should be allowed to strike down anything. Anything that's an attack should take, which is what it is. It should be done.
If we can just take a step back here, this gets worse.
Oh, really?
So they all deleted their stuff, which is fine. But these are bots. These are algorithms trolling Twitch, just trolling all the way through the, you know. However, I don't know how big Twitch's servers are. Probably what petabytes worth.
If not more, yeah.
Yeah, trolling through this. Anyway, everybody thought they were safe. They've deleted everything. It's grand. Turns out, no, it's not deleted. Twitch has just moved it to an accessible public server that if you just type in the right IP address, you can go and see. You can go and view it. And so all these people deleted all their stuff, and we're still getting hit with takedown notices because the bots were just trawling through, just putting in, you know, random website addresses related to Twitch and coming up with all the stuff that had already been deleted, apparently.
It's like somebody rummaging through your trash going, you shouldn't have ate this shit.
I know that Al said trolling, but he could have just as easily replaced it with the bots are trolling, because that's what they're fucking doing. Like, it's ridiculous.
See, this is why I'm just like, if you have a process that can bring somebody's, for this case, this is their work, this is their livelihood down. And if somebody can have a bot on one side and this is your livelihood on the other, and the bot can make an automatic DMCA against it, there should be some form of human shield between there. If not human shield, there should be a process that a bot can't just go straight through.
No,
it literally should be a check going. The bot said this,
and then
should be some
this is where it breaks down, because there's meant to be Twitch are meant to give you in the email, they're meant to give you the reason for the takedown notice when you apparently broke the copyright, and tell you which video and link it is. People weren't getting this; they were just getting emails saying you've been given a strike. Now on Twitch's platform, 3 strikes and you're out, basically.
Yeah, that's it. It's like they decided that the best way to do a professional streaming thing is to base it on baseball.
Yeah.
That's
so was it last week? No, it's maybe about 10 days ago. There was an email went out, and there was a tweet went out from Twitch saying, "Oh, we're really sorry about this," and blah blah blah. I meant to have it up for this segment to read it, but I don't have it.
Basically, we're really sorry, and we've given you the tools and all this. Like Harris Heller went down through the whole thing.
It was fucking so insincere. It was unbelievable. Like, it was a laugh. It was a joke, and I do feel for anybody that is using Twitch to make money as a livelihood, because they have been left out in the cold. Like,
what I can't fathom is why Twitch aren't going to bat for them, because like if all these people leave, Twitch is fucked.
Speaking of people leaving, like Devin Nash,
I was about to say Devin Nash.
He's on the way out the door, and
the thing is, where
if he goes, that'll topple some. They'll go somewhere else.
But it's where though. That's the thing. Is like Twitch is the mainstream thing. Mixer's gone.
Yeah,
go to YouTube. YouTube has their own DMCA, and bots can hit that as much.
The difference between the Twitch and YouTube one, though, is has been there's a case in point. The Verge put out a couple of copyright strikes on the likes of Bitwit and Bitwit Kyle and whatchamacallit over that Verge PC build. And
screw with confidence.
Yes.
Best way to do it, boys. Don't do it confused. You get the wrong
but there was a way to come back and get those copyrights struck off and those strikes and get those taken away from your, you might have been demonetized for a certain amount of time, but there was a way back on it.
On YouTube, your strikes don't last forever. Yeah. They fade out in the background. On Twitch, they are there permanently. You can appeal them, but if you lose your appeal, they're there. That's it. You're done. Yeah. You get 3 of them, you're out of there.
Who are the top 5 Twitch streamers, right? Just as a matter of interest, right? You have Turner, Tfue, Tenny, right? Nick Marks, Tyler One, Clicks, TSM, Myth. We'll go even further. Some Cloaksy, Sim Funny, I know him, and Booga. That's what the first 8 of the top. Imagine if all of these guys, now let's assume that they make a considerable amount of money. What if all these guys, the top 10 or the top 15 or the top 20, just came together and said, hey, let's create our own platform? Like 20 people throw $500,000 crates or whatever.
It's not them. How many out of those 8 you said are in, say, FaZe clan, the FaZe clan? If the FaZe clan turned around and said, we're going to do our own streaming, everybody that's in the FaZe clan come off of Twitch now.
Look, the FaZe clan in the esports world is basically like NWO. Everybody's fucking in it. They don't know they're in it yet. I've been in it at one point, I'm fucking sure. It's like everybody who's everybody's in the FaZe clan. I don't know what their numbers are. Their numbers are huge.
See, the problem with the whole moving thing, though, is you literally go, right, we're going to move. And you go, where are we going to go? Right, we'll start our own channel. That's a very good start. But the problem is you have to start your own channel on a server somewhere. Those servers then are most likely hosted on Amazon Web Services or Azure, and to a limited degree VMware. So they probably already have a deal with Twitch or a deal with YouTube, that new starting processes that go to these servers get maybe charged a little bit more money or just have to jump through more hoops. It's so because those are the main major hosting cloud-based environments. So it's, where do you go to when you actually want to go and make your own thing?
I get where you're coming from, because I know when we spoke some years ago about potentially starting a YouTube channel, and your your main argument, Dennis, against it was that we can start a YouTube, but we're not going to probably.
I'm done.
Whatever. Yeah, that ship has fucking sailed. Your main argument back then, and I distinctly remember you saying we should do it on Patreon because we have more control.
Oh yeah, on Patreon, definitely 100%.
That was your, and I'll always remember you saying that we should do it on Patreon. So with that in mind, lads, subscribe. No, I'm joking. We don't have a Patreon.
That comes into our next point though.
I am wearing the Grumpy merch tonight though.
Oh, yeah,
I noticed nobody else is, but I guarantee someone else will the next night. Hello.
Hey, Grumpy Bro Junior.
Grumpy Junior. Hello. Close the fucking door. Jesus. I bet she leaves the immersion on as well, doesn't she?
You know what? We'll probably get more personal views for that. Like, people just are happy to see that we're human. We're human. He's got kids.
She's still peeping at the door.
Hello. Yes, I am your favorite YouTuber. Hello.
What a ninja.
I didn't even notice that until if you hadn't pointed that out. Yeah.
Stoney, you raised a clan of ninjas there now. What we don't realize is that Xbox box is actually his son. So.
But as I was going to say, it brings us on to our next point. In that, are we just going to buy a Twitch affiliate status now?
No.
I don't. I would have said yes up until what you just told me 2 minutes ago.
As Grumpy Bros, we have a Twitch channel.
We do.
We don't use it. We don't use it, but at some point we might. But it turns out that we can just, instead of jumping through all the hoops of getting followers, creating good content, putting in hard work, we can just buy it.
I remember that time that guy was interviewed for the news.
Yeah.
And his kids just came running, and the nanny had to come in.
Oh man, this is going to be the best This is going to be the best Grumpy Bros podcast. Like, seriously.
I'm going to grab another beer while Mick sorts out his life.
One quick question: sponsor? Is the frying Scotsman too good to drink out of a bottle? Why is it in the glass? What's up with that?
Oh no, that looks like a beer that needs a head though.
Can't be an absolute savage.
I know.
That's just, I'm the barbarian drinking from a can, boy.
Look at the two lads. County Tipperary here drinking out of bottles and cans. Do
you just want to flash our addresses up on screen? Like, I mean.
Well, I'm in Cork at the moment, so I'm grand. Oh no, damn it! Oh, curse you!
Imagine getting spotted in Ireland.
Jeez, imagine it.
Hello.
We have received a threat. some thick fucker from Kerry kicking down your door.
In my vehicle.
I have arrived in my vehicle.
Anyway, getting back to, are we going to buy affiliate? Like, is that a thing that we would actually do? In fairness, or will we try and work for
it? Wait, you can buy it or work for it?
You
what? Is this like prostitution and also having a girl who just likes you? What's going on?
Like you can either stand in the queue or slip your man 20 in and you go.
That's exactly it, yeah.
So exactly you can get affiliation through having money or being good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, we don't have time we're cash rich and time poor, so maybe this is the solution.
Oh my god, who thought of that system? Come to our streaming platform. We only want the best or people who have money.
No.
They don't want the best because they're these DMCA and the whole fucking lot of them. They just want people who are going to pay
that's so
for the
special.
right to their music.
That's so special. Dennis, the way that you get affiliate by paying for it is subscribing to a website called MonsterCat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, MonsterCat provides DMCA free music that you can use in your Twitch stream
Yeah.
For the,
Oh my
I
God.
think for the princely sum of
Fucking
$5 a
long
month.
con, people. It's a long con.
Wake
Maybe a
up!
short con.
Wake up, sheeple! Wake up! Oh,
Fight the
God.
machine.
It's a well thought out process.
I thought you could actually
Years,
buy it
literally
from
years
Twitch.
in the make.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh no. If you have to, if it's not something you buy from Twitch, then what's the point?
Well, I don't know. Do Twitch own Monster Cat, or do they have shares in Monster Cat?
I'd say, yeah. Well, no, Twitch have got their own DMCA free music that you can pay for. So I don't know. Maybe.
I'm sure it's all above board, just like Seatwave and those other.
Let me put it to you this
yeah.
way, right? If you go and you buy, say you go to Walmart in America, and you're trying to buy beef, and you look at Farmer Brown's sirloin steak and old Farmer Jenkins sirloin steak, and ad nauseum 10 or 12 different ones. And if you trace the whole fucking thing back, they're all coming off the same farm from the same supplier. It's just different fucking names on things. I guarantee it's the same here.
It's like
Somewhere
going to
along the way,
Aldi and Lidl.
Monster Cat. Yeah, well, yeah. Somewhere along the way, Monster Cat have, or Twitch have shares or something, or some kind of money tied up in Monster Cat. They have to, because there's no way. Like, why would they not push their own royalty-free music platform? The one that they own. And remember who owns Twitch? Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
The
They
thing is,
bought
though,
them
Twitch-
ages ago.
Yeah, right. So Amazon on Twitch, right? Amazon will drop Twitch. They will just turn it off if they feel threatened by the DMCA takedowns. They will just turn it off. It's like 1% of their absolute, global take for whatever. Like, it's $1 trillion
Possibly not even
company.
that. Yeah.
They will just turn Twitch off. They'll say, no, that's not worth the risk.
So you're saying Amazon would treat Twitch like Google treats everything?
Yeah, exactly.
I always have this fear. I have a Pixel, and I always have this fear that one day I'll wake up and Google will just say, we don't want Pixels anymore. Kill them all. Like a kill switch button in the background.
Just Google wakes up going, I don't want to be a search engine anymore. And everybody just goes, I really want to look up something, but I've totally forgotten how to do it now without Google. No.
Duck, duck, go. Boom.
Being dead.
Bing that. Jesus Christ. Hey, Bing that for me. Fucking hell. It even
we
sounds
could
terrible.
ask Jeeves, possibly. I've heard these around some.
Oh, yeah, little boy. Hey. But moving on. So basically, moving from DMCA
To
CD
more
Projekt
DMCA.
Red. Yeah.
From
Cyberpunk.
DMCA to CDPR. Gotcha.
Cyberpunk, and they're safe for streamers options.
Nah, I think that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Like,
I mean, anybody puts
Did
that
we
effort
all-
in.
did we all read about this? Yeah.
No, it's basically that the music gets changes or something
There's
to their.
certain bits of music that you can. Basically, there's in the settings you can say I am a streamer, and it will change out certain bits of music for copyright-free versions of said music.
Unfortunately, what people don't know is it just swaps it out to "Happy Birthday to you." It's over and over again. It's like no, I'm
I
going.
think that's actually
Or Rick
that's actually
Astley.
one of-
But
It's no longer. There's no longer DMC. No longer copyrighted
there.
as of 2 years ago, and I never realized it was copyrighted until that news came out.
yeah.
I could be very wrong though, because I don't pay attention to things.
But like, aren't you going to lose out something in playing the game? Just say, have you ever played Far Cry 3? Have you ever done the burning the field of
not.
weed mission? No.
Oh yeah, that's actually a really good fucking mission, man. That's like,
Yeah, there's a Damien Marley and Skrillex track.
yeah.
It's actually amazing. Like, but can you imagine doing that mission in a streamer frame mode and it just plays some generic music? It just wouldn't work. Like,
Just smoke. Smoke, smoke, smoke. Who likes smoke? Smoke, smoke, smoke. I was like, this game's just not hitting as hard as I thought.
or something like Vice City, like those tracks. Like, how are you gonna?
Oh my god, man!
stock music, like.
Just going when you just drive across that bridge in Vice City and the sun's coming up in the pure 80s vibe and Mr. Broken Wings is playing on the radio going, and you're driving into some terrible Corvette from the 80s and you're just going, this is possibly one of the coolest gaming moments I've ever had.
Vice City. Only topped by, I think, another Rockstar moment when you cross the border in Red Dead. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's like Gonzalez starts playing.
Yeah.
And you just don't know what's going. Wait, because the entire game has no music. Or no proper music. Or no proper track. And that kicks in, you're going, wait, what the fuck? Sorry, what the...
What the foof?
And then and you're just going, what the hell? And then the horse just starts riding with it, and they had another beautiful moment like that in Red Dead 2 as well. So
I really need to play that game. I have not gotten into it. I had to trudge through snow, and it was taking me too long. And I was like,
the intro.
I know. I don't have time for this shit.
I will say the game play is not amazing. It's good, but it's like the point, it's not precise and stuff. But at the same time, the world they make is beautiful. That the gameplay that's interactive is while not amazing, it's just enough to make you love it. At the same time, though, it's like I never understood. It's like I had $4,000 in my pocket at the end of it, and everybody's going, "We just need a few thousand to get out of this place." I'm going, I literally have it in my back pocket. Why do we have to do another mission?
I got a plan, John.
God damn it, Duke.
Oh, let's not talk anymore about that because I haven't, Christ, if Swamp was
so
here.
they all die in
if
the
Swamp
end.
was here, he'd be like, you have such a huge list of things that you say you're going to do and you never do. Would you just take a week off and start doing stuff?
I was so surprised when Jesus came in as like in Red Dead 2. Like he was like, that was a pretty impressive. Like,
are you sure it wasn't Jesus?
Could have been. He's crossed the border. Actually, he was an illegal alien. It was terrible.
Alf? Was it Alf?
That's what. He was eating cats. It was terrible.
Gordon Shumway himself.
Cyberpunk will be safe for streamers, and another thing that's going to be safe for streamers, I believe.
We really hope it's going to be safe for streamers. Well, to be honest with you, I don't know if it's going to be safe for streamers to watch because it's just possibility this could be absolutely mind-blowingly destroying. The Real Grumpy Show is going to be bringing you some of the best movies you've ever not seen. From the silver screen to the never seen. We're going to bring you the best of the worst to possibly the best of the best as well. We're just going to discuss movies that they're just so bad they're good, and some movies are just so good that always good, and just talk about them. It's something that's a little bit in the work, something like this once a month, maybe, depends how it goes. That's the plan.
Depends on the timing, but
exactly. I mean, I don't know how I could possibly fit 2 hours into a month for watching a movie. That's who has 2 hours spare these days? Like, seriously. But that's coming down the road, boys. It's going. I'm looking forward to it. To be honest with you,
I'm looking forward to it as well.
I'm looking forward to watching it.
We watched a movie recently. I think you were there as well, Vox, weren't you? You were.
Miami fucking Connection.
Miami Connection.
Ever.
It was made in 1987, and it only got re-released there recently on YouTube. And I can possibly say, without any sort of exaggerating, it is the most entertaining movie I've watched in a long time.
This movie had everything: lost fathers, ninjas, bikers, ninja rock bands.
No, it wasn't ninja rock bands.
Taekwondo rock bands. Taekwondo versus karate for World Martial Arts Championships.
That was Taekwondo at the best. So, oh man, it was so fun. It really was. I was watching that just a minute ago. I'd love to share this pain. If I'm feeling this pain, the world needs to feel it too.
I feel like I should watch this movie now.
Oh, you really should.
Oh, dude.
It was the best and worst experience of my life, and I have had my tonsils out. So,
you're also a supporter of Tipperary, as I am, and it's been through highs and lows too.
Yeah, they got lovely takedown today from our friendly maroon neighbours.
DCMA was it?
That was it.
Oh
yeah.
dear, oh dear. So Real Grumpy Show is coming down the line from anything from a 3-inch to a 75-inch screen near you soon. Anything you can stream on YouTube on.
Do we have any hint as to what the first movie is going to be, or is it just going to be?
The first movie is going to be the classical Christmas movie that everybody loves. You walk gather around a fire. I don't know about you. Just sit there and you hear the music and it just kicks in and you go, just a movie for Christmas. Die Hard.
Die Hard. Yeah. Has to be.
Yippee-ki-yay.
I mean, we'll start on a high note. We're going to get your attention, and then after that, we're going to drag you through mud. So take this movie as a metaphor for the next movies you have to watch. Poor John McClane has to go through hell, and so will you. So come watch our beautiful movies.
Any other business, gentlemen? Anything else?
As you actually say this, I got a text from Brian that we used to play PUBG with.
Oh yes,
he's actually watching Die Hard as we speak.
Tis the season.
Tis the season indeed. Speaking of things that are the season, my better half has decided that she would like to put the Christmas tree up tomorrow week. Where do we land on this?
That's too late. It should have been up a month ago.
I have a confession to make.
Your fucking Christmas tree is up.
I put a tree up today.
Oh my god.
To be honest with you,
lads, stream's over.
Look. I think the problem people have with this is when they throw the word Christmas in front of it. Just accept the fact that you have a tree in your house, and it turns into A, the Christmas tree,
Right,
B, the Valentine's tree, Paddy's Day tree, Independence Day tree. I mean, it's just a tree you put shit on. Just leave it there. It's lovely. It's beautiful. Don't be annoyed that somebody put them. It's Halloween.
Are they making an Independence Day tree actually? Is that a thing that's happening?
2 was terrible. 2 was so bad. It was like, hey, you know what we should do? We should get a whole lot of people in here who can't act or can't deliver a line and then just make a movie about it. All right, we're good. And then, oh my God, Independence Day 1 had one of the best speeches ever. Or when the president stood up, even I, as an Irishman, going, yes, Independence Day. And the next one, you know what's going to make this better? And the next one, yeah, he's going to have had a stroke and he can barely pronounce words. This is going to make his speech so good. Sorry, my rant. I paid money to see that in the cinema, so it still hurts.
Independence Day was the first movie was terrific.
The only way that would have been any better is if he just people elbowed the person, the alien in the aircraft, instead of just punching him. He just bounced off rope.
I believe the speech that you were referring to went a little something like,
"No, DMCA."
Independence Day. That's the part we can get.
Insert Independence Day speech here as required. No, Independence Day. When was Independence Day? Independence Day was like 1996.
96.
Was I was going to say
I think 96 is what
Jesus.
I'm thinking. I could be wrong. I still remember Joe coming back to watch after watching it. I was so jealous.
Everybody, 1996.
Oh, that's what I'm doing.
And Resurgence was 20 years later. 20 years in the making.
Called it 96. Yes! And I only remember that just pure jealousy because people got to see it and I didn't. I had to wait till the good old, amazing, beautiful, modern technology of
VHS. You know.
Just before we move on, I've just noticed, back to the DMCA stuff, Twitch streamers are getting 40-hour bans for streaming Nintendo's Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. God. And the DMCA takedowns are coming from
Nintendo. See, Nintendo doesn't understand the internet. They still don't
Obviously
know
not.
that weird cable that comes in from the outside. You know, and they're just I love my Switch.
Upon a very quick look, I think it's something to do with a certain piece of software that Switch users are using to stream and to enable online play. I don't think it's actually because they're streaming the game.
So here's the thing about Nintendo, right? And I have a Switch, and I love Nintendo, and I love Nintendo for years. This is something that's often spoken about, but never, spoken about really out loud. So Nintendo did actually have an option. Not an option. They were given the chance to speak about developing the option of having Xbox Live as a service integrated in some fashion into the Nintendo Land, basically. And this has often been hinted at by Phil Spencer and all that jazz. But they're the way there is some kind of integration between
the Minecraft thing and the fucking Steve and Smash Bros and all that. Yeah,
so there was at one stage on the table an option for Xbox Live as a service, like the Game Pass Ultimate and all that stuff, to be integrated into Nintendo. And the only caveat really was that, you kind of have to give us something back and maybe let Mario appear. No way, not happening. They're so protective over that one particular IP.
All of their stuff, like all their IP, like they're very protective over.
No, but they'd give up Zelda. They'd give up Zelda in a heartbeat. They would happily let Zelda appear on other platforms. Mario
they let him appear on Soul Calibur on the GameCube, but it was still technically on the GameCube, but a third-party game. I don't know any console he's appeared on other than that.
But he hasn't, because the option hasn't been there. And also, it's Link is who you're talking about, not Zelda, because Zelda's the princess.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, they let Zelda appear, but everybody calls Zelda. But you know what I mean? It's like Link appeared in Soul Calibur.
I genuinely, hand on heart, and I this is something I read on either Reddit or 4chan or some fucking back end of the internet, that even though Reddit pretends to be the front page of the internet, but it's not really. The front page of the internet is Google, as far as I'm concerned. That
it's not Bing.
It's not Bing. Not Bing. Duck, go. There was this whole thing about how Phil Spencer had been in Japan to basically talk about, westernized RPGs and all this stuff, and somebody asked him a question off the record about integration. And that was his answer, was that, we tried, we failed. They didn't want to give up an IP, or they didn't want to allow certain character from one of their IPs to appear on other platforms. That was.
I really want to see Mario in Mortal Kombat. Can you imagine his fatalities? That's just what I want to see. This is me, Mario. Boom! Just crushes him into the ground by just jumping on him. Sorry, anyway, that's just one of my fantasies come through.
But yeah, so that's basically it. So that's why we don't have Xbox Live as a service on Nintendo currently. But we may down the future. I mean, they have a good working relationship outside of that. In fact, I would go so far as to say Xbox as a service are more than willing to work with anybody, even Sony. Even Sony.
Was it not Microsoft and Nintendo that first made cross-platform play possible?
Yeah, well, they kind of forced everyone's hand with
Fortnite,
yeah, and then Rocket League after that one.
That's the thing is like,
and Sony were like, no, we're having nothing to do with this. No,
we're protecting our kids on the Sony platform.
That's what it is.
I don't care what anyone from Sony says. Like, their network is fucking atrocious. The services are not the same.
See, the thing is, like, when PlayStation 3 was out, it's like it was free to use your thing, and Microsoft wasn't.
Yeah.
So that that give you reason to have a worse network, shall we say?
Like, everyone seems to have forgotten the time that the PlayStation Network went down for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Or Christmas time. Seriously, just gone down. DDoS.
That's like a part of history we never speak about anymore.
Well, not if you're a Sony fanboy. But
We should go onto the boards forum and just remind them. Hey lads, remember the time?
I've stopped going in there. It's just a special place full of special people.
Mickey P would have to ban us. Come on.
I've only bought a PlayStation for. Well, no, actually, I did buy a PlayStation 4 for Destiny, but that's because the mates I was chatting to at the time had a PlayStation, and that's what they were playing Destiny on. But basically, I just bought for Bloodborne, Last of Us, the 60 frames, the remaster and stuff, because I tried playing it on the PlayStation 3 and it just, it was 30 frames per second. My PC eliteness said that wasn't allowed. But it's like, basically, it's like, that's PlayStation. My consoles are always going to be for the exclusive now, and PC is going to be for my multiplayer.
I bought a PlayStation 3. I bought the 60 gig version. You remember that one? The one that you could actually play backward compatible games on.
Yeah.
I bought
I had the
that one.
PlayStation 2 backward.
That's the one. I bought that one with the PlayStation 2 backwards-ness on it. And then I bought a PlayStation 3 Slim at one point for no particular reason, other than to play Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen. Again, I just wanted to play that. I played that on the PS Vita as well. I had an awful lot of Sony gear.
I never had an original Xbox. I had a PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation Portable. Then I got a PC. And then I got my first ever Xbox. And realised how superior the controller was. And I've never looked back.
Do you want an original Xbox? I have an original, like 2.
I know you've got like 3 of them, have you know?
I've only 2 now. One of them is definitely not soft modded in any capacity. Definitely not.
Safely so. Yeah, this is like, I had the PlayStation 1, then jumped to PC, then I had the GameCube, and then jumped to Xbox, the original Xbox, then the 360, then PC again, and then 360 because they had Mass Effect. And then it turned out I actually really loved Halo 3. Yeah. And then after that, just, rest is history. Got one actually on PlayStation 4, PC, Xbox X. And now here we are, back to PC again.
Uh-huh.
It's like the person you always go back to. She'll always love you.
I mean, I had the original Xbox, the black one, and I had a PlayStation 2 at the same time, and then I had a GameCube and a Saturn. Jesus, remember the Saturn? Sega Saturn. What a waste.
I remember not having it and not wanting it. Although it was Panzer Dragoon, I did want to play Panzer Dragoon.
I had Panzer Dragoon. No, there you go.
My dream. Wasn't it dreams or nights? Nights.
I had a GameCube.
Man. Still one of my favorite games, man, on the GameCube is Eternal Darkness. Fuck.
I never had an N64. Something I always feel like I missed out on. I never had GoldenEye.
I never had... I just noticed my RGB RAM has turned off. I didn't have a N64.
You've lost about 20 frames there now.
A mate had it. And many hours were spent on GoldenEye. And Star Fox, is that what it's called?
Star Fox,
yeah. Star Fox. It was the first sort of introduction to multiplayer gaming, I suppose, for a lot of people,
especially on console. Like GoldenEye was just, oh my god, man! If you could get 4 mates in the same house and you're just sitting around like a 20-inch TV and you all had that little quarter.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But it was like, few cans. It was that was called my first college year. Was just playing that. Like, it's just, oh man.
That's why you went back so many times, isn't it?
I think
no, I just love college. So love learning. Yay.
Our biggest fucking multiplayer game we were going was SmackDown 2. Know Your Role.
Oh,
2 multi-taps. Like, oh my god! Like, we spent like hours.
What a game! SmackDown 2. Know your role.
At the end of the night, like we were nearly suplexing each other onto the fucking beds.
There was nothing more embarrassing than beating somebody with Stephanie McMahon and her slap finisher. That was it. Oh man, SmackDown 2, Jesus, used to play the hell out of that. Actually, me and Foxer used to play that with another two of our mates back home at their house. Oh man.
Do you remember looking at that like and thinking, oh, the graphics are so amazing, like, and looking at it now, it's just utter scutter.
And when they start climbing to the ropes, it looks so robotic now, but at the time you're going, oh my god, they're going to the top of the ropes.
Clipping through ladders and fucking, yeah.
Oh man.
I thought I had it.
So speaking of games we're playing there, speaking of old games we're playing, what current games are we playing at the moment?
Well, Destiny 2.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've all jumped back into that.
Dipped we toesies in there, like.
I did jump back into Warzone last night for the first time in about 3 weeks. And I went for, since nobody else was on, guys. No, I jumped in and played random duos with a guy called SP, if you're watching. SP. Thank you. We got a win.
Oh man.
I was terrible. He was really good.
You're underselling yourself. Fair play.
Oh, I gotta meet up over Christmas to play that.
Do you know what else? Actually, hang on a second.
Oh, the old PS1 with the memory cards.
Jeez.
Anyway,
Guys, there's about 6 years worth of dust on that fucking thing.
I think some of it had found sentience as it was trying to make a break for it, but still.
You're selling yourself short there as well. I watched that video today. You held your own, right?
Yeah, you did, sure. You had the most kills as well. I watched that video earlier on.
It was just dumb luck, I think.
It's like riding a bike. You have muscle memory. You never lose it. Unless you're me, because I'm fucking capologian. But anyway.
It's better to be lucky than good to say, so.
Exactly.
As a matter of interest, how long is left in that season pass? It must be nearly over.
It finishes today, and there was no chance of me finishing it out. But...
Yeah.
Finish today. Oh my god, I got like 50 to go.
Yeah.
I think about like level 27 or something.
This is actually the first one I don't finish since season 2.
Same.
I will say this though. I think for all of us not playing it every fucking day for the last month has probably been a good thing, and it means that I know I'm probably going to jump back into the next season, and I'm going to be like, I actually really do like this game.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I really enjoyed that game last night. It was refreshing, like, I suppose.
Little and often, maybe the way forward, boys.
Did you see Iceman Isaac had a theory that the lobbies are good now at the moment because everyone's gone to Black Ops all the time.
It's a part of me just goes, I haven't gone to bed angry in the last month. I just remember days that you go, it's just ridiculous. God damn it. I just start in bed going, that was no way to kill. You're going, I'm not going to sleep now for the next half hour just out of pure anger.
I can't say I ever really went to bed angry, but anytime I do get a win, I find it very hard to sleep then after because the fucking adrenaline is so
Especially if you're the last person standing on the team, and your body's just going, and it's like just another 2 people to kill, and your body's going, oh my god, and everybody's watching.
I went through my OBS recordings folder the other day and had to delete probably about a terabyte of us just swearing and giving out and blaming lag and yeah, I suppose legitimately a lot of it was, but Jesus.
Can I just backtrack for a second, because I've just realized something looking up at myself. I have every SmackDown game except for this year's release.
They haven't been good since the PlayStation 1 though, to be honest with you.
Well, they look better, but the gameplay hasn't moved on much.
Yeah.
The gameplay is the exact same. So, but the problem is, back when PlayStation 1 that was revolutionary. Now it's just boring.
SmackDown versus Raw 2007 when they introduced manager mode, so that you could take over either SmackDown or Raw and create the storylines. That was the pinnacle. That was the best game. That was PS2, but I think I have it on Xbox.
The best one for me of the recent one was the WWE Superstars. Is that what it was? It was they're all cartoony animations themselves and their special finishing.
Oh yes.
They were always kind of big head mode looking.
Yeah. It was just very entertaining, a lot of fun, and it's just like they just threw caution to the wind and had a bit of crack with it, and you just didn't have a sequel.
See, the New Day have been added to Gears of War 5. Yeah.
New Day.
Quite a funny trailer as well, actually.
New Day rocks. New Day rocks. Yeah, love the New Day.
A bit out of a touch now. Is that wrestling? Is it?
That is, yes, very much wrestling. You're not out of touch. You watch WrestleMania once a year. Anyway, moving on from things that we have played in the past, back to things that we are playing and potentially haven't finished. Mick, you finished Control yet? What's going on?
No, I was about halfway through Control when we last spoke, and I haven't played it since.
Good man.
It was bound to happen.
I was going to say, and you're still halfway through Control, though.
Yeah, halfway through.
And the best thing is you haven't taken a step back. That's it. So you're not losing ground.
No.
Could you imagine if games were like that?
That'll be it. You haven't played in hours. We're just
we're going to delete your save and move you back a save.
That was what was that game? Was that was
the first
zombies on Xbox?
The first State of Decay was almost like a real-time game. If you had your base at the beginning and you didn't check in within 24 hours, everybody was basically dead. And they realized everybody was so pissed off, so they got rid of it. But your timer ends when you leave. The timer ends when you leave the game and restarts again when you come back. It was hilarious though. It was so funny, because I remember playing it because I got it on the release. But actually, Foxer put me onto the game because he showed me the trailer, and
what was this?
State of Decay.
Oh yeah,
the very first one. And I remember playing that, going, I didn't understand why people hated it because I loved the pressure of it. And then people go, "Oh, it's ridiculous." It's like going, "Yeah, it's just totally opposite to any other game you've ever played." I actually really liked it because there was nothing like it out there. Other than maybe those free-to-play games that are online, you have to be logged on and stuff all the time. But
yeah, what I've actually been playing is Hades.
Is that good? It looks so good.
Amazing. It is actually probably one of the best games I've played in the last 10 years. It is so good. There's such a tight combat loop. Every weapon is amazing. It's So I actually did. This is a genre game I never thought I would like. Is a roguelike run-based game. So it's like procedurally generated. Every room is different every time you go up. But the way they've done it is instead of just you die and you start and you see how far you go again. So like essentially you're trying to escape the Greek mythical underworld. You're trying to escape from Hades.
Yeah.
And every time you die, you go back and you're playing the son of Hades, trying to get out. And every time you go back, he's there sitting at his desk and he's a smart comment feel like, oh yeah, you only got so far this time. And there's other people, there's bosses you've beaten and they're hanging out in the canteen and they've like say, you're not going to get me the next time and all this kind of cracking, like you're leveling up and unlocking abilities. Like so, like I'd say about 23 runs in and I've only gotten to the last level once. But like you do build up, like so there is an end game. Apparently if you escape hell 10 times you get to the final ending. But yeah, I would highly recommend it. I actually got it for a $5 because I got a free €10 credit from Epic Store, but it was well worth it. I would urge everyone to check that out.
Because I would say I love the company that makes them. Like Bastion is one of my favorite games from the 360. Like,
yeah, I've never played any of their games actually, and I was on the fence about buying this. Like, didn't think I'd like it, but I said for the sake of $5, I give it a whirl. It's epic.
And no pun intended.
Hey, it's epic. Hey. We've already said we're all back into Destiny. I'm not so far deep in yet because I haven't had time, but I'm working my way through it slowly. The story, kind of in a way. I just find I don't know whether it's as I get older I have less patience for this kind of fuckery, but I just find the trudging from one side of the map to the other really. I don't want to say it's like a consumption of time that I don't want to put in. If you get me.
I don't find this as bad as Shadowkeep. Shadowkeep was an awful lot of kill 150 of these things and come back to me. This is more of a straight story.
The shades of it are there though, Mick. It's like,
starting to show now that we're into the hunts. This right, get a lure, but first you have to do 3 strikes to charge the fucking thing. Hang on, no.
Sign first now. You have to charge this now by killing
Fire
her.
up the old hamster wheel there, motherfucker, and get on it.
Speaking of my PC,
I'll tell you the one thing that really I was finding that I was doing whatever it was. So so when you go and you get the shard of whatever fuck it is, and you go and you stand up on the pedestal and you charge the fucking thing, and then there was no
spoilers, by the way, folks.
Yeah, whatever.
If anyone's not played it,
everybody who's fucking wants to play it has
I
played
think,
it.
I think everyone we know is way ahead of us.
And then you're up on the thing, and you're looking at the other 2 things. This happened to me the first time, and I was standing around for a good 10 fucking minutes. Real time 10 minutes. What am I supposed to do now? Because there was no information on the HUD to say you have to go to this fucking cave over here and kill a bunch of motherfuckers.
You have to open the thing.
Yeah.
Tab over to your quests. Then find the quest. Then read it again.
Yeah.
Because they never explained it in the first place.
Drop me a fucking marker on the HUD. I mean, this is one of those times where I just wish Bungie would take a leaf out of Ubisoft's playbook. Drop some fucking nonsense on the map. Let me go do a thing. You know, give me a fucking roadmap here that I can work off of. And that happened more than once. I found myself standing around on a frozen ice field where I had to kill a bunch of dudes and collect some fucking shit. But I had no direction that I had to kill a bunch of dudes and collect some fucking shit until I started reading what was popping up on the screen in front of me. It was like, okay, so obviously I have to do this. I have to kill all these guys and collect all this shit. But then you shoot one type of guy and he doesn't drop the stuff. But then you find another spawned in same version of that mob and you shoot him and he does drop the stuff. And it's like, well, is it particularly colored ones? What the fuck is going on here? Like, that's my problem with Destiny. My problem with Destiny
it's more about the wording in the quests. It's more about the wording in the quests and how you read it and whatnot. And there's a certain quest I'm on just now that I have made. I think you were saying the same, Mick, as well. It made zero progress on, and it's all about you have to shatter.
Same as myself. Jesus.
Yeah.
Go on. Please go on. Please.
So I don't actually want to spoil it for you folks because
I don't really give a shit. If I have to throw fucking grenades and shatter some stuff, I'm out.
You have
I'm not fucking doing it.
You get a whole new ability. I don't know if you got there yet.
Stasis. I've worked with Stasis. Stasis is a load of fucking wank.
You have to freeze these guys and then shatter them. You can't just kill them. You have to freeze them and then shatter them. You can't just freeze them and shoot them. You have to make sure they explode into pieces.
All right. This is why I'm not going to play Destiny anymore. And for that reason, I'm out.
I just don't know how to shatter. I really don't know.
What is our super?
Mine is golden gun, but that's about.
But like in Stasis, right?
Oh yeah, it's like a big storm. It's like an area of effect storm that freezes people and damages people slowly over time.
Yeah, but does it move where you look at? Because like you can hit an area effect and then it seems to move around to where you're looking at. Like I think, but I don't know if that's my imagination or not. Like.
It might be because I just got so pissed off at it. I just dropped back to golden gun because that's like one hit, one kill. Like we're grand with that. I tried using it, going, all right, that's an area effect, and it does a lot of damage over time, but it's not very impressive immediately, shall we say?
But like that game is just it is so scientifically tuned to an inch of its life to fucking keep you on the hook.
Yeah.
I was 12-10 this evening when we hopped on for those couple of games of and stuff like that. Next thing, all my stuff started to drop at 12-15. I'm making crazy progress. Let's keep playing. You know what I mean?
Well, that's it. The last two or three times I've jumped on, I've maybe put in 2 hours of gameplay, and I have not crept above 12-10. I can only assume the next time I jump on, I'm going to start getting those drops. I'm going to start getting everything that's going to bump me up.
It's the reason why they patched that whole lost sector thing so quickly. Like, it was literally in less than a day they patched that out, where you can get to the Sokka, which is
I'm assuming as gamers with integrity, we did not do that. Jeez.
Totally. Yeah, totally. I earned 1,200 by myself so fast. But
absolutely,
still,
actually,
at the same time, what I mean is they patched that out so quickly, but there's other broken things inside that game that they haven't touched in like years.
Yeah.
And it's just the case that the reason why they patched that out so quickly is because that stops you playing the game as much because you're leveling up faster. So that's the stuff that they want to get to fix. But the broken stuff already in the game, they don't care about because. And
ironically, that's what made me stop playing the game. Was all the grinding, you know. I don't mind a grind. I don't mind a small grind. But give me a route to be playing endgame, like, you know.
Yeah.
Do not be making me having to grind out everything, the same shit every week, just to be raid ready, you know.
Yeah.
Give me a route into the raid that doesn't involve me grinding fucking 6 weeks of my life. You know, maybe 6 hours a week or something to do this.
All I would say is be very careful what you're asking for. If they listen to this, they're going, "Oh, he's asking for a way to get the raid ready without grinding." I know, microtransaction.
Ever versed.
They tried that. They tried that. Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Sorry about that. Nature beckoned.
It was. What was it? It was three. Was it
a hedgehog? Was it a hedgehog?
It was a hedgehog. So I had just to bring all our viewers up to speed. I had an invasion of a hedgehog within the last. I actually haven't seen him for quite some time. I think I may have taken him too far away. Every night for basically a week, the same hedgehog would just come back to the gate and royally piss off the dog. The dog would just be standing there barking at this hedgehog. This hedgehog curled up in a ball outside the gate, and the dog would just bark and bark and bark and bark. But I don't know, Al, if you can go in and edit in a picture of me and the hedgehog afterwards, that would be awesome.
I'll try.
That would be awesome. But yeah, I mean, the hedgehog got really close. We had some very deep conversations while I was bringing him further and further and further away from the house every fucking night for a week. But I haven't seen him for a while, so I can only assume
that his family was probably living in the back garden. He's just trying to get home.
That's what I said.
And they're going, oh. And he's like, "Oh my god, my legs are so short. I'll get back there. Who's
you know what? Guy? I don't think anybody actually realizes how fast hedgehogs are. Like, he could fucking move.
Well, they're rodents, like, they're fast enough, like, but you know.
But anyway, that's the whole hedgehog story. Riveting stuff.
So my quick question is: we've all got the Xbox Game Pass, don't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you tried the new Tetris game?
No.
Oh, lads, I'm not in a shilling sort of way. Well, possibly quite a shilling sort of way. I'm not getting paid for it, but even if you've no interest in Tetris, just play the very first level on the journey. The music, it's like this weirdest mix between you're playing Tetris, but when you're playing Tetris, it reacts, and there's music in the background, and the music reacts to when you either turning something, you're dropping something, and it's like the most original interaction with music in a game I've played in a long time. And the song is actually really good in the very first one, actually. And that's the demo they gave away for free. So everybody started buying the game and went, oh, the music must be amazing. It turns out the rest are kind of poo. But that first one, just
like every fucking album ever.
That's it. Just download the game and play that first level in the Journey single player mode. And I haven't. It's just wow. Admittedly, I am an old school fanboy. My first console, if you can call it a console, was the Game Boy,
and the black and white Game Boy. I was just thinking that the black and white one.
Oh, it actually was yellow and black.
Yellow and green.
Yeah, it was that, and it's just like I played then. They all came with Tetris, but I'm a massive fan of Tetris, and it's just. But this is just. It's just beautiful. Be honest, I don't know how else to describe it. It's just. Oh, sorry. I just love it so much. And I'm playing multiplayer game
over blocks.
The multiplayer game is actually ridiculously addictive as well. You're playing against these guys, and then you go, "Argh!" And every time you lose, it's always because your thumb slips up and accidentally drops the brick too fast, and you go, "God, I would have won that if it wasn't for this." It's just a really good game, and it's free.
I remember when I was younger, my aunt told me that Columns. Does anyone remember Columns?
Oh, which was Sega game.
Yeah.
So that had apparently given people nightmares and stuff. Yeah. Apparently, it was linked to giving people nightmares. Imagine that. Imagine a game giving people nightmares.
Oh yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have heard of this game called Phasmophobia.
Yes. Yep.
Oh my god. All right. Okay. It's. Have you ever seen Supernatural?
Yes.
Do you know the guys that appear randomly called ghost facers?
I'm aware of their existence. Yes.
So basically, they're ghost hunters. So they go, oh, we're going to find these ghosts. So basically, Phasmophobia is a group of, I think it's up to 4 people, but I've only ever played with 3. And you go into a house and you're hunting ghosts. And now you can play it regularly without VR. I've only ever played it with VR. But my other mates were playing it without, and some were playing it with.
Why does that?
You go into a house and you're trying to hunt it. You've got a book, and then it's like depending on the symptoms you see in the house, so cold breath, these fingerprints and stuff like that. It depends. It could be a ghost, a phantom, and stuff like that. You have to figure out what the ghost is and go back out into your van. But the ghost is also hunting you, and when it starts walking around the house, you hear the noises and stuff, and it's like. And I have never been scared. I can honestly say the neighbors came over and asked, was everything okay? Because I screamed so loudly when the ghost caught me. I was like, and because I didn't know what to expect. It was my first game playing, and I heard footsteps. I was like, poof. And I'm in my VR headset, so I'm looking around the room, poof. Poof. And then these if you imagine as these fingers came around the side of the goggles, I screamed, not so loudly that time, but then you just it shudders you out, and then you're hanging upside down in the basement, and the ghost comes in so close to you. Oh my god, man, it is terrifying. Like, it is still in early access, but my god, it's.
If I was your roommate, no, I'd see you playing that, and I'd be just up waiting to touch it.
But he was one of the players, right? And after I died, he refused to go back in the house.
That reminds me of what kind of reminds me of. Does anyone remember the game? I can't remember whether it was on Xbox or PlayStation, but you go around with a camera.
Oh,
you take pictures.
It was an Xbox. The first one is an Xbox. I know which one you're on about. Frame Zero or something. Zero Frame.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So there's another compatriot of ours. I think I've mentioned him before. Mr. IB Leo. We and I believe Mr. Fancy Dan for a period of time on an inflatable blue couch. Lived in you stayed with us for a while in Dublin on an inflatable
in your room couch. And then on a couch that had no support whatsoever in Leo's room.
Yes. So I had obviously the Xbox. I had all the fancy shit. Fatal Frame. That's it. Yeah. I had all the fancy shit in my room because I was very
Including
highly
George Foreman.
I did. I had George Foreman.
In your room.
I had a kitchen. I had a kitchen in the room. It was one of those old Victorian houses that was, converted. Every room was converted into a bedroom, and we played games. So Leo would play games, and I would just fucking watch him play. But he played Fatal Frame in the fucking dark, right when he got to one particular point. And I believe it was around the time when the evenings were getting darker and darker and darker. So around about this time of year and so on and so forth. Right when you got to one particular fucking point of this particular game where you had to take a picture of a particular ghost, some fucking dickhead outside decided to knock on the fucking door. I jumped out of my fucking skin. I'll never forget. It was some of the funniest shit ever.
Just Fatal Frame would make an amazing VR game. Jeez.
It would make an amazing VR game. That just reminds me of that kind of style. I love that style of game. Did anybody play the Blair Witch game, actually?
The newest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty decent.
Is it?
I only found out recently that there's multiple endings to that.
Huh.
If you don't kill the ghosts, you get a better one. A better ending.
Did anybody watch all those movies? Because I did.
I watched the first one. I was halfway through the second one. I went, nope.
Just right about scares there. I came home from work there last week or the week before, and
is there another kid on the way? Is there?
I had got that exact thing. I was like,
but the dog wasn't here long, and I was in the car. I'd say it was probably you were texting, but I pulled into the car and I turned off the engine, and I was sitting in the car looking at text, answering, and next day I just open the door, hop out. The fucking dog was there, and herself was there with the lead, in the pitch black, and I nearly fell back into the car with a scream.
Come, Nick, come play with us forever and ever.
We all float down here,
a bit of backstory to that, just so everybody knows. Mr. Stone XB has adopted a former racing hound, which is really cool, and big applause for that. I think because adopting former greyhounds is awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Former racing not their fault. He's still a greyhound. He's not he hasn't changed into a dachshund.
He now identifies himself as a basset hound.
A Pomeranian.
Well, I mean, look, it's 2020. I was a filly last time. He can be whatever he fucking wants.
And the finest filly and basset hound there ever was. There's a kid's story in that somewhere.
There's a Disney movie to be made out of that one, let me tell you.
Yeah. It's been a weird journey with him. Actually, he started off, you get a kind of booklet of what to expect. It's kind of they say 3-3-3. It's 3 days to kind of just get used to the surroundings, 3 weeks to kind of get to know you all, in 3 months before he's part of the family. And the first 3 days are mad. He's never seen his own reflection, and he's never seen a glass door. We've a glass door between the kitchen and the hall, and he has literally walked into that at full force 5 times. We're all just sitting at the kitchen, and next thing, boom, boing. You see him scurrying off into the utility room then, and he's kind of got
Jeez, magical monsters.
We've an American fridge. Then you see him just in a face off, looking at himself in the mirror. It's like some Nicolas Cage film, He's like, man.
Dogs.
He's great. He's an amazing dog to walk. He literally sticks to your hip all the way. He doesn't dirty inside the house. He did it once the first time he was here, and he hasn't made a mess inside since. It's amazing.
Oh man, yeah. It's just the amount of money the Irish government gets to racing, the greyhound racing just hurts.
No, I'll be straight. The kids were kind of scared for a bit because it was actually my fault. I was giving too much attention. I come in from work and was like, oh, the dog. I bypass everyone else. I'll give him hugs now, and he kind of. It's a pack thing. He thinks he's higher up in the family than them, like, you know. So or we've kitchen here and then utility room, and then beyond that there's downstairs bathroom. So if you want to go to the downstairs bathroom, you pass through the utility, which is where his bed is. But like, he started growling at the kids as they were passing. So we're kind of doing a thing now at the moment where he's being actively ignored. And like, I come in and I make a big show of the kids and all this kind of crack, like, so he feels that he's lower on the totem pole.
But it's pure pack mentality. It's like the dog should always be the last thing that's greeted when you come home, which is opposite of how you actually want to do it. Because the dog, you fucking love the dog. You want to go see the. I mean, the kids are grand, but the dog. But the thing is, like, and then because if the dog gets greeted first, it goes, I'm obviously higher on pecking order than these guys.
But it's mad. Like we've only him now 2 weeks and a bit now. Like, but like already, like, he is best buds. Do you know what I mean? It's like he is like there in the morning now. Like, first couple of mornings he was grand, but now, like, come down in the morning, turn on the kettle, and he's outside and he's and hitting his paw against the door, like, you know, like, are you coming out? Are you coming out? Are you coming out? Like, so.
Let me sing you the song of my people. Dogs are the best thing in the world, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the only argument that there is a god. It's like, I meant a dog.
Anyway,
let's
delay no longer and talk about delays, shall we?
Segue now.
Delays. CD Projekt Red, lads, are they taking the piss? Are they taking the piss? Or are they just making sure we have a full and vivid game?
I don't think they're making the game any better at the moment, but I just think they're just making sure the release titles, it's the same, as close to parity between all consoles and whatnot.
Well, as of today, it went gold 4 weeks ago? No. 6 weeks, 8 weeks ago? It went gold?
Yeah.
Why are they printing
gold copies?
The DVDs now, if it's...
Oh, because you're going to get a massive patch on launch day like you do with every game.
Of course, yeah, but I mean... Come on, lads.
I mean,
you said it was ready 8 weeks ago. How is it not ready now? You know what I mean?
Well, it's like that thing is like totally ready, totally out the door, and then they might have found something, and you went, "Oh!" It's actually, speaking of Bungie, is like from ages ago in this conversation. Bungie, one of their first games was like Myth 2, and they found a massive game-breaking bug. It's like, because their save games would normally save to the folder the game is installed to, but if you edited the save folder to the C drive, like just C drive, it would the save game overwrites everything in the folder, deletes it. So if somebody edits the folder to be to the C drive, it would literally overwrite the OS. So they had to recall everything in.
Fair enough.
Maybe something like that, you know, they're making sure everything's okay. You might have found some game-breaking stuff or something.
No, I don't think so.
I just kind of get the feeling they were patching in some music. But anyway, I digress.
Oh, it's the 10th
I think we've talked about
December,
that,
right? It's the 10th of December.
I reckon it runs like an absolute dog on PS4 and Xbox
One. Especially the original Xbox One, which was
probably.
I think that's exactly it, yeah.
And I reckon there's marketing deals signed. They all release together, as opposed to releasing on Series X and everything else.
It might also be like The Witcher 3. It was like everybody saw these beautiful images, and they downgraded the PC version of The Witcher 3, so it would look on parity with the consoles. So it might be similar to that.
Am I right in saying that the enhanced version of the game won't be released for a couple of months or something?
I'd say, yeah, at least half
Probably.
a year.
And I mean, the enhanced version is for the Series X and the PS5.
And PC.
So it's supposed to be released on the 10th of December, right? So that's just a couple of days past 2 weeks. So will it actually hit release date, yeah?
I'd say so, yeah. At this
stage. At this stage, yeah. They're leaving it late if they're going to...
Are you looking forward to this? Because I feel like I'm one of the only people on the planet who just is completely apathetic to this.
I was, like, 8 years ago when they announced it.
Well, they didn't. Yeah, that was the first teaser trailer was beautiful, but Witcher 3 hadn't released at that stage.
Would you go so far as to say it was breathtaking?
Oh, I
You're
loved
breathtaking.
it. The music was lovely. See, I've been a massive fan of Cyberpunk for a long time. I love the role-playing games. I love the original role-playing Cyberpunk. Was it 2017 or 2027 or something?
Have you read much Cyberpunk stuff?
Oh, yes.
You
Just like
going back to the whole Charlie
Gibson.
William Gibson, sorry, Charlie
Yeah,
Strauss stuff.
William.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God. I like, don't get me wrong. Is like,
I feel
It's
like
just-
I feel like we could have a podcast out of this actually. But anyway,
it's beautiful. But like that's what I'm saying is like it's one of my most beautiful settings in the world to play. Some of my most favorite games of the last 5 years have been that Netrunner one that came. Not Runner. Sorry, Netrunner's the card game I play.
Yeah,
It's,
never.
Shadowrun.
just to break in here, reports of a world first completion
Oh,
of the Destiny raid.
Okay.
It's not been confirmed by Bungie yet, so this was off the Bungie Twitter.
Okay, fair play to them.
They are gonna. This was 8 minutes ago. Reports of a world first completion. Hope to confirm the winner soon, but we must first verify its validity. So
That's it. Oh, fair
we
play
shall
to
wait
them.
and see. That's not too bad. That's what, 6 hours.
That's shorter than expected, considering it took 24 hours for Leviathan to beat.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you were saying, Cyberpunk is just one of those settings that I love. It's just like one of my favorite card games to play is Netrunner.
Yeah.
And it's like where you build up a deck, whether you're the runner or the corporation, you fight each other. It's just so sorry. We're all going segued on this, but for me, I'm super excited because it's going to be the first time I get to walk around in a proper Cyberpunk world in first person.
I think we have a proper conversation about Netrunner. And in fact, board games in general, I think that's an idea that we could run with down the road. Yeah, definitely. Space Crusade remake. Listen to it. Speaking of Space Crusade and things like Space Crusade, Halo Infinite bumped out to 2021. Something we didn't touch on yet, but that's probably terrible news for Xbox. Really, in the grand scheme.
Halo hasn't been good for a few games, so it's like, to be honest, like Halo was a seller for a while. Like Halo 4 was the last time there was anyway somewhat decent, but even that wasn't great.
Dennis, Halo 5 multiplayer was the best Halo multiplayer that ever was made, and I would fight you on that.
I didn't play it, so I mean, it's going to be a fight you'll win because I didn't play it. I don't remember. I love Halo multiplayer, but for me, the single player story was always what sold Halo for me. And once Halo 4 hit, I went, no, leave Chief sleeping for a while. Just let him go off into the distance. Be the hero that you call on, the Arthurian sort of legend. He gets called upon when he's needed. Have a different story, but they went straight back to the well. I was like, but anyway, the multiplayer might have been amazing, but for me, Halo 4 story was blah.
Yeah, the multiplayer on 5, there was such a high skill ceiling. It was actually, it was amazing. It was like there was advanced movement, climbing, boost dash. Yeah, I loved it. It was great.
I guess I'm talking about chasing Archie and stuff. I'd probably be getting to the end of the night, boys.
And there
We'll skip over a few things then. I think Skull and Bones is more fucking Ubisoft vomit nonsense, probably coming down the pipe. That's pushed back to probably 2022.
The sad thing about that game is they've already had the best pirate game ever in fucking Assassin's Creed 4, and they haven't done anything with it. And then they said we're making a pirate game, and it looks nothing like it. So it's like, fair enough, lads. Jog on.
Yeah.
I don't actually believe there's anything else worth talking about coming down the pipe that hasn't already been discussed. To be honest, in detail. There's been no announcements of anything really.
There hasn't been, no.
No, well, we're past like the release dates of all the major things. So
like everything is delayed now. All Ubisoft's Far Cry 6, Quarantine. That's all next year now. So.
Oh, excuse me, gentlemen.
So that look at the poor baby getting tired.
It's almost midnight, boys.
Just leaves us
look at
with
my
a
face.
one.
I need a lot of beauty sleep. Just look at his face. Like,
Yeah,
there's
you
a
do
lot of
need a lot.
healing that needs doing.
The one thing that still hasn't been decided, though, at least I don't think it's been decided yet, has it? And we were talking about, well, Mick was talking about it in the last one, the presidential election for the United States.
Oh,
Still not decided.
Still not decided. That's a month, lads.
I'm still holding out hope for Bernie Sanders. I think he's going to do come out of the back. He's going to drop kick Trump to the face. People's elbow bite, and then he's going to grow healthcare for all, and it's going to be a good time.
No, instead what we've got is Rudy Giuliani, like Gary Oldman in the 15th. Really stripping down his head, like.
Just fucking dripping everywhere, like.
It's just like Wizard of Oz. I'm melting. No, the truth makes me melt.
At the risk of getting sued, and to be honest, Rudy, you can have all my money because it'll amount to like €2.60. You look like a fucking creep, man.
You see the bat sign. You see the bat sign. That's all you're getting, Rudy. That's all you get.
That's it. That's it. That is the subtotal of my fucking money right there. There you go.
The electricity pumping through it. You can't even afford it.
Like if say for argument's sake, hypothetically, you're a big orange president with the most ridiculous hair you've ever seen in your life, and you're putting your faith in the hands of, let's face it, somebody who looks like the worst representation of the principal from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, who knew all about the fucking vampires and everything. Schneider, was that his name? Schneider, Armin Shimmerman.
Oh no, it wasn't.
In his best fucking role ever.
Schneider didn't know. No, it was the other guy who was actually the demon, wasn't it? Or maybe
he was the mayor. Schneider knew, and he was just like, whatever, I'm the principal of the school, I can do what I fucking like.
Did he know? Did he? It's been so long.
He did know, yeah. He did know, yeah. By the way, Buffy the Vampire Slayer seasons 1 to 7 is less than €30 or £30 on Amazon.com right now for anybody who wants to go and buy it.
It's also fully streamable on like
everything.
Amazon.
On like fucking everything.
And I think Netflix as well.
I like physical media. That's my thing. I like having physical media. But no, Rudy Giuliani is without a doubt just like, if you want to try and do something, do not send somebody that looks like the, human interpretation of Splinter the Rat to do your fucking job for you, because that's ridiculous.
Try to book Woody's Glasnevin car park for this stream, for this recording tonight, but they were having none of it.
That was the day already had a presidential campaign booked, did they?
That was it, yeah. Mickey D was on his way up, and
and then, to put the icing on the cake, your son goes and just gets himself the COVIDs, because, why not?
He fucking probably got it from him, like. Oh, anyway.
Big right, to cap it all off, very quickly, Black Friday's en route, boys. Any wants?
I want this to be stopped. I want this to stop being a thing. That's what I want. I used to laugh at all of the moo cow people in the States running through the doors and getting trampled.
Yeah.
And now it's like a case of, now it's an actual thing over here, and I just don't want it to be. I really don't.
I'd say it's not going to be such a thing this year.
Nah,
and
it's in stock. Can't get a fucking 6800, can't get a 3070, can't get nothing.
No, be honest with you, if there's a 6800 XE, I would eat every word I just said there, and I would be a hypocrite beyond belief, and I would buy it. I would sell out so fast. As fast as they sold out.
You'd throw your granny under the bus to get it. On that note, I think we should all say goodbye.
We will. So, as per usual, it's a goodbye from me.
And a goodbye from me.
It's a goodbye from me.
I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
Right, Donald.
Lemon face. Ooh, lion face. Okay. Follow us on our socials. Twitter, Instagram, soon to be Facebook.
Papa, can you hear me? No, can you see me?
Daddy, would you like some sausage?
Sausages! Daddy, would you like some sausage?